Okay, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be drawing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Raphael. Um, but before we get started, as always, if you like this kind of content and you want to continue to get this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. I try to update my videos every day, but you can at least expect a new drawing sketch every Monday. If you have any requests, please let me know and I'll be happy to draw anything you ask me to. Okay, so let's get started. I found this stance. I guess it was a Ninja Turtle toy or whatever, but I thought it was real caption, like picture from the movie. But it looked. I mean, it looked really real. I don't know if they did it with photo tricks or what, but it inspired me to do this drawing of Raphael. I didn't really want to. It was from the 1980s movie, early 90s, late 80s. I didn't really want to draw the movie version. Just wanted to kind of put my own take on it. And so this is pretty much what we got. I always liked the Ninja Turtles. I think between them and Superman were probably the most original creations that ever came out in terms of comic books or really anything, because if you think about it, they said the Ninja Turtles was actually rejected by a lot of comic book publishers, and I can absolutely see why, because if you didn't know about the Ninja Turtles and someone come and told you, hey, we're going to make this comic about these 4 walking, talking Ninja Turtles, you'd probably look at them like they was crazy and probably wouldn't sound like a very good idea. But I think it's probably the most original creation that has ever come out in comic books, maybe besides Superman, just because the concept of superheroes and stuff wasn't really big at the time Superman came out. Now, it was around, they had comics before Superman. Superman really, because they had things like the Shadow and things like that, but they were really dark and weren't for kids, so they never really hit off with anyone. But I think the Ninja Turtles was a really original idea. I used to really love the cartoon. I've probably seen every episode of it like 100 times. It was a good cartoon. I really liked Casey Jones in the cartoon. I wish they would have been able to translate that in the movies well, but they never did. I always seen him in the cartoon. He was more like the Dale from King of the Hill. Is very crazy. And it was pretty, it was really funny. I mean, it was when I was a kid. I don't know how I would take it now. I mean, because I go back and watch things like Masters of the Universe or something, and, you know, and just like, how did I ever watch this? Because the animation is so bad, and, you know, I still like this stuff. It's just, I don't think people from the generation that didn't discover it as a kid would like it. But I think the Ninja Turtles kind of have stood the test of time in that. I find it really odd about the Turtles is like how they started out. They started out very dark, and I guess when the TV studio decided to make a cartoon on it, they said, well, we gotta tone all this down, and they started doing, I think at one point they even had guns instead of weapons. And I know for a fact that I'm drawing Raphael here, who has the red bandana, but I know for a fact that they all used to have red bandanas. In fact, when you had the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video game for the NES, they all had red bandanas on the cover. At least the version I had did. The color on this picture actually wasn't that hard. Not as hard as some of the other ones that I've done. I mean, their skin being green really helps. I got through the color process really fast. I did flat it, so that took a little while, but besides that, I mean, this was a really quick drawing for me. Raphael's always been my favorite. That's why I chose to draw him. Most people really like Michelangelo, but I guess because he's the party guy or whatever. But I always liked Raphael. And when I seen the movies, because when you watch the cartoon as a kid, the character Raphael in the cartoon and in the movie are completely different, because they obviously toned the attitude of Raphael down for the kid audience. So Raphael was always my favorite, even in the cartoon, before I even seen the movies. But I really like this drawing. I like being able to just draw things that I grew up watching, and I remember back whenever this stuff was out, I used to think it was so amazing how they could draw it, and it's just crazy now that I can actually draw the stuff that, you know, I was watching then. And it doesn't look as good to me as it did back then, and it was almost impossible to draw something like this. So, I had a lot of fun doing this picture though, and I was not a fan of the new Ninja Turtle movies just because I think that they lost the spirit of what the Turtles was about, and when I seen Shredder, that's pretty much what killed it for me. I quit watching the movie. And not to mention all the changes they made with April and stuff like that. And of course, some of it is because they were changed for the cartoon. Some of that stuff was in the comics, but people, like, they believe that cartoon and stuff it's more canon now because it reached more people. That's happened with a lot of comic books with movies now. Because, like, if you get Iron Man, people know more stuff about Iron Man from the movies, and they'll quote that stuff faster than they will the comics. Because Iron Man wasn't really that popular whenever I was growing up. I mean, he had a cartoon that, like, would come on after the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and I mean, most people never even watched it. The Hulk did too, surprisingly. It didn't run very long, but that's about it for me. If you like this drawing, I'm going to try to update another drawing every Monday, as I said. I got a Spider-Man that I'm working on. I've been trying to get it out for quite a while now. So, if you like getting these art pieces every Monday. Also, if you want to buy any of these as a print, you can go to my DeviantArt, and you can go to my page, and you can buy any of my pictures as prints. Also, I have a Patreon account, and I have 3 comics I'm getting ready to release. They'll all be free to read, so keep that in mind. Until next time, bye.